Grand Rising gods and goddesses. We're on the 12th saga of Intimate with TomBoi. We're going to be talking about a little bit of trauma on this one. Alright? So I want y'all to buckle up y'all seatbelts and enjoy this ride.
Waste my time without you. I was fine. You were broken like glass, baby.
Bitches ain't shit. Like I said, we're gonna talk about some trauma. That song definitely, it was a song that I had to get off my chest. It was something that I had decided to talk about my trauma with one of my exes, and in that song, I was reflecting on the trauma that was inflicted on me, and I reflected on trauma that she had, and why she was reflecting trauma on me. So let's get into this. I started out by saying, why did you waste my time? When we go through breakups, that's the main thing that we always talk about, is why was my time wasted? Now, as I'm going through everything that I said, in this song, like I said, without you, I was fine. But now here, I'll also mention a red flag. I said you were broken like glass from all the pain of your past. Now, my ex had displayed red flags. She said, hey, I'm a broken woman. I'm this and this. And that was a red flag that she displayed for me. But see, I thought I was going to be a hospital. And I thought I could fix her. And look, you can't fix nobody in the trauma. They have to fix their own trauma. And the thing about it was, because of that trauma that she endured and the trauma that she went through, it broke her as a woman, and it made her to where it was difficult for her to be a good woman to somebody. You know what I'm saying? And so I took accountability for myself, because it's like, look, I said she was broken like glass, but I still thought I could mend those pieces. And sometimes you can, but sometimes you can't. And I had to really realize how broken this woman was. Another thing I said was, if I did right, you did wrong. Now, isn't that crazy? Like, how you can do right by somebody, but they do wrong by you? And the crazy part is what makes you stay. But then you have to understand what is your trauma on why you stand in this situation. You trying to do right, you thinking you doing right, you trying to love this person, but you can't love nobody, they don't love themselves. You know. And so that's like, just something deep that I had to say. Like, if I did right, you did wrong. And then after that I said, but you prayed for a good someone. What I notice is this. People get out of relationships, bad breakups and all that, right? And instantly they go to prayer. They pray, I want somebody good in my life to treat me right, this and this and this and this and this and this, right? And they didn't heal. And what the first thing they should have prayed on was, help me heal my heart, help me mend, help me get past the pain that I went through. You get what I'm saying? And that takes time, because a lot of people, they don't want to be by themselves. They want to always have somebody in their life, so they pray instantly. They get down on their knees and they pray for some good person and all this, or they meditate for a good person, but they haven't healed. And so when I said you prayed for a good someone, she wasn't healed, but she still got into a situation with me. And when you do that, all the trauma that was inflicted on you in previous relationships, you take and you inflict it on that person, that good person that you prayed for. And this is why healing is extremely important. This is why healing is extremely important, because a lot of times people don't realize that you will take trauma and inflict it, and you might even turn into the monster that was inflicted on you, and you inflicted on somebody that's good to you. So there's two sides to the story. Now, I said I tried to be that hospital. I ignored the red flags. I tried to fix someone that was broken, and tried to take away their trauma. Like, I could do it, but I had to understand they had to heal. But now the question comes to, why did I feel like, how some people say, Captain Save her, why did I feel like I could save her from her trauma and all that? So now we got to get deeper. So where's my trauma rooting from? If I felt like I could be the hospital, what happened to me to feel like that I could be the hospital for this woman? Let's look into my life. So I grew up with my mother, and my mother had suffered from bipolar disease. She had developed it when my sister was a child in the 70s, and they misdiagnosed her for 27 years. So they didn't know it was bipolar disease. They called her manic depressant and so forth like that. And so I seen a lot of things with my mom, and that put me in a state of where I felt like, I had to be a hospital. And I think what happened was that became the thing of when I started choosing women. I found out I started drawing myself to women that dealt with a lot of mental issues and things like that. And I thought I could be the hospital for them. Like, I thought I was trying to fix them, as if like, I wanted my mother to get fixed and I wanted them to be fixed. I didn't want them to suffer with this. And my ex did deal with some mental things because of trauma that had happened to her. And so my trauma that happened to me as a child, what I watched my mother go through, her being hospitalized, her trying to unalive herself in front of me and things of that nature, I had to realize I was trying to do that for certain women. So when women would tell me they were broken, or they went through this pain, or they had this and this and this, I was trying to be a hospital. I was trying to help them because of my trauma. And so I had to realize, and I started to realize, I can't be a hospital. I can be a support system, but I can't be a hospital. And I had to realize that I wasn't supposed to accept certain things. And this is where I learned about boundaries, because of the person that's going through their trauma. And so Now let's talk about the other side. You know, I deal with women. I would say like this about, and I know I've spoken on this before, but I'll say 85% of women that I dealt with, might be 90, were sexually abused as children. Um, Not only that, they got into abusive relationships. Um, and the thing about it is that didn't happen to me as a child. So, a lot of times I was like, why am I drawn to these type of women? And why am I trying to be this hospital for them? Why I'm trying to help them with this trauma and all that. And maybe like I said, you feel like you can fix it, but you can't fix somebody that's going through something. And it led me on a journey to where I want to be a practitioner that heals people of this trauma. I know my good friend Kiwi told me I should go into grievance counseling and all that because of who I am and all that. And I think that would be a better way to help women with trauma than definitely even men go through trauma too. I have some male friends that were sexually abused as well. So I don't think it's just a woman thing, but these things, these traumas that come on people as childhood traumas really can affect them as adults. And it doesn't matter what type of trauma it is, whether it's sexual abuse, whether it's actual trauma of seeing your parents suffer from a mental disease and all that. You never think how it affects you as an adult, but it does. And so healing is so important. Counseling is so important. Shout out to Jess, the life coach. Yeah, she does relationships and all that, and I've talked about her before. But she also someone to talk to about trauma as well. On those levels. You know, you need these counselors. It helps you a lot. We talk about the medications and stuff. Some people don't want to deal with the medications, but sometimes those medications help balance them out. Some people want to go to the healers that can relieve them of that trauma, But counseling is still important. You still have to go to counseling. You need to find an outlet that's going to help you navigate through your trauma. So what things do we need to do? Like I said, counseling, shout out to Jess, the life coach. Go to your spiritual workers. Shout out to Kiwi Berry. Shout out to Raw Honey. Go to, if you into like a religion, your religious leaders help you with counseling, your pastors, your bishops, go to them for counseling. Some people try to go to their spouses for counseling, but the thing about it is, what makes that so hard is the closeness. And so sometimes you have to go to outside help. I'm not saying don't talk to your significant other or your partner, but you don't want to make them your hospital and to the point to where you're hurting them and trying to heal. You get what I'm saying? Because the healing journey is for you. And so you have to do everything you have to do for yourself. And before you inflict that pain on someone else. So this is really one of those things that you just have to really think about. Like, getting in relationships, bouncing from relationship to relationship without healing, without going over your trauma is really nerve-wracking. I would like to just say to a lot of the women and the men that have been sexually abused, um, it's just unfortunate, and I'm sad that y'all have to go through that, and especially when it happened to you as a young age and you're trying to still navigate through this as an adult, and you see a counselor and all that, but it's a lot to open those doors and how those things affect you, even dealing with somebody, loving somebody. um what can we do as a community to stop people from hurting children and hurting adults as well? Because it isn't just kids, people get hurt like this as adults. But to stop people from sexually abusing these folks. And first thing I'm gonna say is stop turning a blind eye to this shit. Because a lot of people that are sexually abused as children, family members allow this stuff. If it isn't a family member inflicting it on them. Yeah, sometimes it's people that are outside, a predator outside. But we have to start checking inside the house. What family member is sick that y'all don't want to talk about or turn in, that is creating these broken people? They're creating extremely promiscuous people that sometimes they don't even know how to deal with themselves on the sexual level because they don't know if it's wrong or right. They don't know sometimes how to deal with their partners on that level because of things that have been inflicted on them. This is something that needs to be discussed. And I feel like this, and I'm gonna say this: if you allow somebody to continue to be a monster in your family, whether it is your child, whether it's your spouse, or whether it's you, something's wrong with you, and you need help. So, and the question is, what happened to you that you allowed this to continue this vicious cycle of creating trauma? So we need to start checking inside our homes. You know what I'm saying? And we need to start checking people inside our homes. And we need to stop letting this shit slide. I've seen situations where people allowed a predator to continue to be a predator in their family because they were either the provider and all that, so they just swept it under the rug or turned a blind eye to it. That's not right, man. That's not right. You know what type of trauma you are creating in your family. You know what type of things you are allowing. Kids are seeing this. Oh, this is cool. This is cool. This is cool. You don't know what kind of predators you could be creating by doing that. You know what I'm saying? So to me, you are just as guilty or just as fault as the actual person that is doing the deed. So we definitely need to start checking ourselves. That's for sure. Let's talk about other trauma. Abuse. Imagine seeing that, people being abused, inflicting abuse when they become adults and get in relationships. There's people saying like, if they hit you, they'll hit you again. We look at stuff like things that happen, like in the public eye with certain celebrities, like with Chris Brown, and things like we can go back a little further. We can talk about the Ike and the Tina situation and the abuse that she endured. Okay, so what creates people to be abusive in relationships and all that? A lot of times, I mean, if y'all didn't know anything about CB, and I watched some of his documentaries, he said he watched his mother get abused. You got to think to yourself, what did Ike Turner watch in his household that he was that abusive monster? Sometimes people think it's just the men. Look, women are too. I was in a relationship where I basically I wouldn't put hands on my woman. But she would be abusive. I'm talking about scratch me, fight me, whenever she felt like she did something wrong and I didn't say anything about it, it was like she needed to like inflict some type of abuse on me to make me pay attention to. I don't know what it was. Just weird stuff. And I never put hands on her until one day. And what happened was, I'll never forget this day. Like I said, never put hands on, and this woman took me through the most. I'm talking about tried to shoot at me, set my car on fire, tried to drive me off a bridge, like anything that you would say, like, dang, you didn't, like, no, like I said, scratch me, all that, punch me, and I would just restrain her. But this one particular day, she decided that she was going to spit on me. I don't know what triggered me. I don't know what it was. But I definitely know she's going to think twice about spitting on somebody again. Do I say it was right that I put hands on? No, because I'm not that type of person. But some type of triggered me into doing that. And for me, I'm not that type of person. You know what I'm saying? Not with my woman. Because I feel like I'm supposed to protect my woman. And so to beat on my woman is like, no, that's a no-go. And so I had to learn that I had certain triggers. And so for me, I have to learn also like restraint. And I feel like, when people deal with certain trauma and they inflict pain on people, they have to learn restraints. And so for these people that are abusive, they need counseling as well. Somebody created them to be that monster. Whether they seen it or whatever, something can trigger it. So triggers are very important. Triggers are something that need to be known, like what can trigger you. Talk to your partners about your triggers. Talk to your friends about your triggers, because you don't want things to go left off of a trigger as well, And so, basically, I'm not gonna beat up the subject too much today. I just want us to know we gotta definitely make sure we get our trauma dealt with in our communities, and make sure we can love each other and be in healthy relationships, y'all. You hear me? Seek counseling. Shout out again to the beautiful queen, Jess, the life coach. Besitos, mommy, if you hear me, I'm definitely shouting you out again. Follow her. Go to your spiritual guides. Shout out to Kiwi Berry. Besitos, mommy. Shout out to Raw Honey. Besitos Chula. That's my sister right there. I love all these women that I talk. I love them. I have a lot of love for them. I also have a friend, Jasmine Webster. She also deals with counseling. She's from my hometown. Shout out to her as well. So I want y'all to see these counselors, whether they're spiritual, whether you're going to a pastor or a bishop or anything, whatever you deal with, whatever, counseling you go seek for. Make sure you talk to these people. Make sure we get healed so we can get away from this trauma. And try not to be the hospital. I tried that. You can't be a hospital for somebody. You have to let them heal accordingly. You can be supportive, but you can't be the hospital. You can't take away that trauma. And you have to keep your boundaries. All right? You have to love yourself too. Don't let yourself get abused because of trauma that you're trying to fix, okay? This was fun, y'all. I hope y'all watched 11. This is Saga 12. This is a special treat. I might not come with an episode. This is why y'all got 2 next week. I might not. I got to deal with some things outside of this. People that are close to me, they know what I'm talking about. So I want y'all to enjoy y'all Sunday. All right? I want y'all to be safe. I want y'all to be in your high vibrations, okay? Okay? Love, light, abundance, prosperity, and peace, gods and goddesses. Alright? Peace.
Bitches ain't shit. These hoes ain't it. I say bitches ain't shit, no. Yeah. These hoes ain't it. Why you waste my time? Without you, I was fine. You were broken like glass, baby. From all the things of your past. If I did right, you did it wrong. But you prayed, said you prayed, then you prayed for a good someone. But bitches ain't shit, no. Yeah. These hoes ain't it. I said bitches ain't shit, no. Hey, yeah. These hoes ain't it. Heal before you move on. Heal before you break someone. Heal before you move on. Heal before you break someone. Bitches ain't shit, no. Yeah. These hoes ain't it. I say